If you are new to music production or EDM production or even intermediate, then the chances are you could be using EQ wrong. And this is, of course, before I get started, this is just my opinion and there's technically no right or wrong way, but I'm going to show you with an example of what I mean by this. And I'm going to explain how you can kind of view your mixes in a way that's just going to make a lot of sense. And it's going to help you to think about EQ possibly in a different way than maybe than you're used to. Okay. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to turn this EQ off. I've got a piano here and then a vocal up here, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just play this vocal and the EQ, and the piano by themselves, and then I'll talk about what we're going to do. So go ahead and take a listen.
You're so beautiful in the sunlight, and I gave you all of mine. Helped you grow, would have stayed in the sky for the whole night.
Okay, so if I just solo this piano, go ahead and take a listen now. Your instinct might be to do something like this. Put a high pass filter, and then maybe even, that's not what I wanted to do, maybe even boost the highs or something like this. So go ahead and let's something like this. Maybe your thought is, ooh, that piano sounds so nice. I want to make it nice and shiny and bright and really bring out the best in that piano, okay? So now that I've done this, I've made just this little EQ move. Go ahead and take a listen again, and then I'm going to show you what I would actually do in this scenario. So.
You're so beautiful in the sunlight, and I gave you all of mine. Helped you grow, would have stayed in the sky for the whole night.
Okay, so the thing is about music production, the way you have to actually think about this is kind of like a big 3D image, and you have to prioritize the important parts of the image, or like the painting. And in this case, and in every case, if you have a vocal, the vocal is the most important part of your mix. And we've got this piano here, and here's what I'm going to show you. Here's what I would actually do to this piano, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm actually going to I'm going to go something like this. And now I'm going to go ahead and play this, and then I'm going to bring it down in context of the mix while I'm listening. So go ahead, let's play it.
You're so beautiful in the sunlight, and I gave you all of mine. Helped you grow, would have stayed in the sky for the whole night. You're so beautiful in the sunlight, and I gave you all of mine. Helped you, you're so beautiful in the sunlight, and I gave.
Okay, so it is subtle, but by EQing the piano like this, the listener can't really tell that I'm taking out the highs. They just hear a nice, beautiful piano. But what it does is it allows that vocal to really shine through and not clash at all, and it sort of pushes the piano kind of back in this 3D image. So take a listen one more time.
You're so beautiful in the sunlight, and I gave you all of mine. Helped you grow, would have stayed in the sky for the whole night.
Okay, and so to me, that works better than if I were to try to make this, nice and shiny and bright like this, and then maybe just turn it down. You can also just obviously use volume and turn the piano further down in the mix, but you have to be aware that certain frequencies are going to clash with each other. And so this is just an example of the way you can think about things and think like you may have not thought, oh, I should EQ my piano like this. I'm going to make it sound too dull or whatever. When the reality is when it's played with a vocal, it actually sounds really good. And so now if I go over to this section over here, I'm going to play it right here and go in. Now these cool strings come in. I'll show you some more examples of this.
I only ever wanted your company, but now I don't even have the energy to try. You don't blow for me.
So I've got these layers of strings and pads, and the main string, it's actually these. And instead of like EQing them, you know, individually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this filter over here, and I'm just going to show you what we could do. And you can use, you know, definitely use automation to your benefit. I use automation all the time. And so if I go like this, you know, a filter, this is essentially working as an EQ. It's just auto filter. And now I've just got a low pass EQ basically going here. And so now let's go ahead and I'm just going to filter out some of those highs as these strings come in.
I only ever wanted your company, but now I don't even have the energy to try. You don't blow for me. A watchflower doesn't grow.
And so at that point, you can kind of hear that the strings are being filtered, but it's really subtle, and it's like you still know that there's strings. And so, you know, I'm kind of just doing this on the spot, so it's not super dialed in. But then if you think, you can also automate them so that it's something like this. And then they'll kind of grow, and the vocal will still be very prevalent, and you'll hear it really well. But the strings aren't going to just like come out of nowhere. So go ahead and take a listen right here.
Only ever wanted your company, but now I don't even have the energy to try. You don't blow for me. A watchflower doesn't grow, 'cause I gave you my all. I'll be there when you would go. You won't blow for me. You won't blow for me. Maybe I gave you too much, watered down all the love. Didn't think this would be us. You won't blow.
So now all of these sounds are coming in, the vocal's right there. And really what we have to do is we have to make sure that the vocal still stays right there up front and is like the focal point of the mix. And so really the point here is when it comes to EQing, you don't want to take everything. You want to be careful to solo EQ everything and try to make everything nice and shiny and bright. And you have to be aware of what the focal points and what the important parts of your mix are. Generally speaking, and we can use other things right as well. Like I've done a lot of panning here. So if you have like a pad, you can pan it hard right, pan another one hard left. That's going to leave room for the vocal in the middle. But I guess the point, what I'm trying to make is that if you EQ everything and just do like a high pass filter and kind of boost the highs and make everything nice and shiny and bright, then you're going to have a lot of stuff clashing into each other. And so you really want to just focus on what is the important part of your mix, prioritize that, and EQ that way. And last thing I will say is that, and I've talked about this before, but if you think about your mix being like a 3D image, when you filter out the highs of something, of an EQ, versus just lowering the volume, it pushes it back further, okay? And so when you have a vocal, honestly, EQ a vocal however you want, because it's important and you want it to be nice and shiny and bright and just up there in the mix. But then you have instruments around that. If you lower the highs of the instruments around it, the listener's not going to think, oh, that piano sounds like, doesn't sound very bright. They're just going to hear a well mixed track, and where the piano or whatever instrument is just sitting further back in the mix, and it's just like nice and cohesive. Okay. So like I said before, when we're producing a track, we're kind of putting together this like 3D audio puzzle, and we're making it up as we go. So it's really, really kind of a big endeavor, and it's what makes music production awesome. Okay. So that's just a way that you can think about EQ, and I hope that helps. And if you've made it this far, I'm actually working on something really big right now. I'm actually almost done with an audio plugin that I'm developing, and it's really I think going to change things and going to help a lot of music producers out there. So look in the description below. I have free stuff that I give away, like free training and stuff like that. Just sign up for my email list. And once that plugin is out, I'm going to send out a massive email letting everybody know. And so look in the description, get some free cool stuff. And if you want to work with me, if you want me to mix and master your track, I can do that as well. So look down there, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next time. All right, see ya.